The topic is incorporating the non-use value to improve the compensation valuation for development projects in Malaysia. The team members are Lee Woon Chit, Senior Lecturer at Faculty of Business and Management, UiTM, Sarawak; Associate Professor Dr. Jatima Kasuma Ali, Associate Professor of UiTM, Sarawak; and also Professor K. Kupran Viswanathan, Professor Resource and Environmental Economics, University of California, Berkeley. The compensation is provided to communities that suffer welfare loss as a result of displacement arising from development projects such as dams, highways, and airports. Development projects such as dam construction normally result in involuntary resettlement. The objective and the key focus of compensation policy is to make sure and ensure that nobody suffers from welfare loss as a result of resettlement. Often, this compensation creates a lot of dissatisfaction among the recipients of the compensation. So this study will propose a method to look at the case of Bakun Dam. So Bakun Dam was first proposed in the 1980s and is located in the state of Sarawak, Malaysia. And the surface area of the reservoir is about 695 square kilometers, the size of Singapore, and is the largest dam in Southeast Asia and the second largest in Asia after China Three Gorges Dam. So 10,000 people of indigenous community have been relocated to Sungai Asap resettlement scheme due to this Bakun Dam project. The issue here is that compensation for development projects in Malaysia is usually in the form of cash value and small living quarters for resettlers. Most resettlers are not well compensated and not consulted and not participate actively in the compensation process, resulted in the high dissatisfaction among the resettlers. So non-use values are often not compensated as well, and the dissatisfaction can cause social problems, roadblocks and blockades done by the resettlers. Therefore, it is important to find solution, and in this study we've proposed a way to reduce the problem of dissatisfaction by incorporating the non-use value and use value in the estimation of compensation using as a case study of Bakun Dam. The proposed compensation valuation method consists of six elements: social demographic elements, which consist of gender, age, ethnics, and satisfaction level, gap in compensation, use value, non-use value, and the freedom of choice involvement in compensation process. Why this model is a better measurement? Because this method incorporates the non-use and use value in the compensation valuation. The method is unique because it can be used to ensure agreeable compensation between the stakeholders, which are the state authorities and the resettlers. So by using this case study of Bakun, this proposed method, the results show that there's a huge gap in expected compensation and the actual compensation. So this gap can cause dissatisfaction. About 96% of the 379 resettlers are not satisfied with compensation. So these studies show non-use values such as environmental value are very important in affecting this compensation. It shows the 96% resettlers rank environmental quality very important in the assessment of compensation. Environment refer to river, trees, mountains, and forests besides land. So the gap of compensation for land is 22 acres. It also showed the freedom and rights community to participate are not found in the compensation practice in the Bakun project. So how the commercialization of the method of compensation valuation for relocated communities as a result of development projects, it has four commercialization value. The first one is the compensation valuation question A will be intellectual property be allowed to be used for those who purchase the license or by written permission. Second, licensing to administer the question A through online system. Third, licensing to give authorization to reproduce the question A and offering expert advice measuring consultation for relocated communities. The usefulness of the study is incorporating non-use value and use value in compensation valuation result in more accurate compensation for the communities. The policy lead to more accurate compensation, can increase the legitimacy of agencies and more acceptable compensation. The novelty is that the study incorporate the non-use value and non-market and use value uh, for the relocated communities displaced by huge development project. Previous studies only use market value or use value and is incomplete identification of the components of compensation. So as a concluding remark, in the context for relocation, the non-use value are often ignored and lead to dissatisfaction. The proposed method of compensation valuation incorporating non-use value and use value are more complete and measuring compensation and agreeable compensation. Therefore, this proposed method are best measure of compensation relocated communities.